Hello everybody, welcome to Hillbilly Select Review. This is John behind the camera at the moment, and we've got, let me look at him, Bourbon Bob, and we are doing a series of readily available and unbelievably affordable bourbons under, what?
$50.
Under 50 for
They're
sure.
all under $50. Well, the one here, but some of these are you can find in the high 20s.
All right, we just did Maker's Mark, and we did Woodford Reserve. Now we're going to do Four Roses Single Barrel. And then we will do Elijah Craig. This is the third one in our four-part series of bourbons that are very affordable and very easy to get. This one's going to be very interesting, and I'm going to explain why in a second here. So let me go sit down so I can join you all. Bourbon Bobby wants me to sit down. Join the club.
Well, Johnny, I'll just tell everybody these are also from 4 different distillers, all on the Bourbon Trail, all on the what I call the Napa Valley of bourbon between Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky. So Johnny has popped the top off of this and he's pouring it. This is one of my very, very favorites for the price.
You know, we gave him a wheated at the end there and a rye. And let me explain what's cool about this. The last one, those two right there, that had 70% corn and some rye. And of course barley. This had, no, it had 70% corn, rye,
and barley. And this one's 72.
No, the first one.
There's 70.
Let me read it.
The first one's 70.
The first one was 70 corn, 16% wheat.
Right.
And 14% malted barley. I'm going to tell you why this is important. The Woodford Reserve was 72% corn, so very close. 18% rye, no wheat. And 10% barley. The difference in them, both basically 90 proof. One's 90, one's 90.4. Unbelievable difference. For one of the reasons is because of the rye versus the wheat. It's not the only thing, but it made a giant thing. If you can buy a wheated, this is a good inexpensive way to compare a wheated to a rye and see what your profile starts to bring out. What's so interesting about this one, which I looked it up here if I can find it again. This is real interesting because most bourbons fall in what degree of corn? Corn, yeah.
Most bourbons are somewhere in between. It has to be 51.
Right.
Most go between 60 and 75. Most are between 60 and 75.
Right.
60 would be on the lower end.
Real low. So the other two were 70 and 72.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it is 60% corn. This is going to be low, man. 35% rye. This is going to be interesting. And only 5% malted barley. All right? And they use their delicate fruit yeast strain. Now, how many, they have 10 different recipes, Bob. And how do they get that?
10 different recipes with 5 different yeast strains. And you can get in line and look them up. And people have particular yeast strain, the preferences. And you can look it up and you like a certain one, and they list them from A, B, C, up to you can read it all online. Four Roses is one of my favorites. This bottle here is probably a $36 bottle.
And 100 proof.
100 proof.
And yeah, between the 5 yeasts and the 5 different mash bills, they mix them up and come up with 10.
Yes.
Or actually, the 5, the corn at different percentages. Then they get 10 different mash bills.
Yeah, and then they can mix that up. They come out with. You talk about Four Roses. You could probably go to the shelf. You can find the Select, the limited edition Select. You can find the small batch single barrel. Four Roses offers a variety of products, and this one just happens to be a single barrel.
And what I like about this series, all the bottles are different, and all the bottles are unique. Every single one of them. It's cool. These 3 have, of course,
but they're all recognizable.
Yes.
If you empty those bottles and hold them up, everybody's going to know.
And this one I like. It has the embossed Four Roses on it. Mm-hmm. So, and just really cool bottles. Really, all of them. All right, let's give it a smell.
I didn't pour enough to get a good smell here.
Hell, you can barely taste that.
Yeah. By our 8th one tonight, you will see the pores more.
I'll just be drinking out of the bottle. I'll be sitting here sucking on water. Now, do you smell that rye influence?
I don't smell the rye influence, but because I'm not near it. But what I do is see a lack of sweetness.
That's right.
Yes, there's definitely a lack of. If you follow the series, we call this cherry cordial. We call this one, what do we call it?
Candy apple.
Cinnamon candy apple. This one,
Candy red apple. This one, I get nutty.
yeah, you're picking up the nutty wood tones, maybe, and you really are picking up the rye bread. You really are picking up the rye smell in here because again, it's 35%. Or I'm sorry, 30.
Oh, the mash bill?
Yeah.
Well, it was only 60% corn, yeah. And,
Yeah, 30% rye.
And not, 35% rye and 5%.
Yeah, so I mean, you're definitely going to pick it up because it's.
Oh, you're going to pick it up. Quite different. It's beautiful doing a series like this. This is fun. And you know, this isn't all that expensive.
No, every one of
And
these
you can buy
bottles.
one, then when it's almost empty, however long it takes, buy another one. Compare the last bit to the new thing. That's almost gone. Buy the other one. That's almost gone. Buy the other. They're readily available, and they're inexpensive.
Everybody's got their own particular taste, but 3 or 4 years ago, before I really started getting the bourbon, this was one of my very favorites. Right here, the Four Roses. It's, because if you watch the series, everybody knows I like rye. I like a little more bite in my. This is, for the price, to me, just perfect.
And what was mine?
Pardon me?
The Woodford.
Yes.
At first, one of my first favorites. Still like every one of them, believe me. All right.
Yeah, you're giving us a bottle to drink.
Mm-hmm. I definitely taste it that definitely has a sharp.
It's sharp, but it's clean.
Man, what do I mean by sharp? Not as coy, not as sweet. The Woodford was like thicker.
So you get sweet, and smooth. It's not really sweet. You're not going to. What we're saying, bite is not really bitter or anything.
No. The bite more like a rye bite, a rye bread compared to cornbread, compared to wheat bread. Think about them. Cornbread, sweet cornbread.
But
wheat
this
bread,
one on
rye bread.
Of the three, now this one on the finish, I get more sweet on the finish. After you drink it, on the back of the palate, you get some sweet on the back of the palate in the finish.
Good. And then, after a minute, you get more of the wood and earthy, leathery tones coming up.
Yes.
Again, quite different. We're doing these right in a row for you. So we're still remembering this. We're showing these a week apart. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we're doing them as an individual. But we're doing them all here at once. So we just had this one. We just had this one. Now we're having this one, and they're so different. What I would suggest to people, if you like bourbon or you want to get into bourbon, is buy the first one. It's a cheap way to do it. When you're almost finished with it, buy the second one, almost the same price. Then you have a little bit left, so you compare it, right? Then you're almost done with the second one, however long it takes you. It might take you a long time to sip it.
Or
buy the third one, and so on and so forth. Or
what's very popular in Kentucky are little clubs, bourbon clubs. What you could do is you all spend $30, $40. You come and you put together a table like this, and you have a night.
Actually,
especially now it's getting to be summer, you can sit outside on the patio.
If you do that, you get to do what we're doing right now. You try all four for the price of one. You have your bottle. Maybe you can even switch. Like if Bob liked the Four Roses and I like the Woodford, but he bought we trade. But even if you don't, you bring it home, you finish it, but you say, hey, I bought the Woodford. I like the Elijah Craig. My next bottle is I got to try all four. I took my notes. I see if I like to weed it, and that's a great way to do it. So you're basically trying maybe $150, $180, $200 worth of bourbon for $30 or $40.
Exactly. This would be somewhere right around. It's still gonna be under 200. It's under 100.
See, if you're not in a club, you buy one at a time. Unless you can buy them all. I mean, God bless you.
You get 4 or 5 together.
That's the way to do it.
the girls talk in the other room,
And-
guys go outside.
And I'll tell you what. Then you do this. Now, the next time, all of you put $40 in, but you buy one bottle. Or you put $20 in, you buy one bottle. So now you buy $100 bottle, whatever, and you start, because it's still only costing you so much. And that's how you get to try the good ones, the expensive ones and stuff like that, because you're pooling your money. And the other good thing is if people travel. So if wherever they're from, if you can't get one of these, but maybe your buddy's taking a trip to another state or business, he may be, hey, they got this here. So it just expands the way you can get the bourbon.
Exactly, because some of
We're
this,
both in clubs.
some of this, and if you follow the series, and this is what we talked about, we did a series probably about 8, and we're telling you, well, you can't get this. This is impossible to get. So I'm like, Johnny, let's put out something. These are readily available. You could go to your local liquor store and find 3 or 4 of these. One of these is going to be a little harder to find, but the first 3, any liquor store anywhere in the United States is going to have all 3 of these. And
For definitely under $50,
Yes.
maybe even in the 20s.
yeah, on sale, 20s, 30. These 3 you shouldn't pay over 44.
First,
No.
what about the Elijah?
Now that one's going to be. We'll get to that one when we get to that one. But that's
We're gonna get that one in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one in a minute.
If you're just tuning in, it's your third one. Watch the other 3, folks. All right, and see what we say. The difference has been amazing. Join a club. Start a club. You only need a couple people. Do the same thing with Scotch. Scotch is generally.
But you know what they need to do? What they need to do is click a big like for Hillbilly Select Bourbon Reviews.
Well, you're right.
They need to tell a friend.
You definitely need to subscribe. But here's the deal. You now don't have to spend anything. And you can go under our playlist for bourbon, or you can go under the playlist for Scotch or rye, and you can see all our reviews and what we say about it, and that will give you an idea of the profile before you have to spend the money on it. We're doing it for them.
We are doing for, and I will say this.
It's a hard job. Look what we're doing for you. What a sacrifice.
We are
I got to
working
drink
for
4 things tonight.
We are working for him, Johnny, and we've done 15 videos, but we're just there's some that didn't make videos. True or false?
Oh, there's.
We drank some that wouldn't even make a
There's
video.
hundreds.
Yeah, wouldn't even.
Because we didn't have a camp. We were out at different places, different.
But some we wouldn't. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're drinking. If you took one of these, especially if you took one of these to your
Oh
friend's
no,
house,
these are our better ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
We had to go through it to get to these. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, there were some that were in this price range that didn't make. We weren't gonna talk about. We want to do the ones that we think not only are readily available and affordable, but that are tasty.
Yeah.
And we want all different makers and different mash bills and wheat it and everything else. No, we went through it to get to these. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I thought you were talking about for every one I review, there was 100 I drank that never got I never got a review on. But yes, exactly. We did do a lot of work. So
we're here for you. It's all about you. You know.
Yep. Don't ask for anything. The only thing I ask for, I never ask for any Patreon or any of that crap. The only thing I ask for is that you subscribe and leave a nice comment. It'll make me happy. Now, we're going to do the Elijah Craig. Are you excited? That's 114 proof.
Elijah.
Or no.
But it's way over that.
Oh my God, it's 136 points.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This one and
Let's get the
still
water
under
ready.
$50.
Let's get the water ready.
So guess what? For us, it's going to be a minute. For you, it's a week.
And you know what? That's worth a fortune because you can cut that with water and only drink a little bit with that proof. It'll last forever for you.
Okay.
All right.
Johnny, the economizer.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Just give us a
We gotta wait a
subscribe.
week. We gotta wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, we gotta wait. Yeah, you gotta wait a week for this next video. We gotta wait 2 seconds. All right, everybody.